I always like to start off with the vibes first. Reading from my inspirational book, Jesus Calling. Enjoying Peace in His Presence by Sarah Young. Today is June 18th, 2025. Then we're going to get into this powerful video. It's just basically about these TV shows, popular TV shows, celebrities and whatnot. Pretty couple of household names. I'm pretty sure y'all done heard Aaron the Plumber, Zeus Network. But yeah, we're going to get into all of that in just a bit. And also another powerful message on how to use discernment and to recognize if it's really an opportunity or if it's really a trap. But nevertheless, just be alert, be aware. You are my beloved child. I choose you before the foundation of the world to walk with me along paths designed uniquely for you. Concentrate on keeping in step with me instead of trying to anticipate my plans for you. If you trust that my plans are to prosper you and not to harm you, you can relax and enjoy the present moment. Your hope and your future are rooted in heaven, where eternal ecstasy awaits you. Nothing can rob you of your inheritance of unimaginable riches and well-being. Sometimes I grant you glimpses of your glorious future to encourage you to spur you on, but your main focus should be to staying close to me. I set the pace in keeping with your needs and my purpose. I set the pace in keeping with your needs and my purpose. Proverbs 16, chapter 9. That was kind of a hard read. The screenshot that. Yesterday was pretty dope though. It was about same thing today talks about. Just being in one accord with your purpose in life, with your spirit, with the universe, and knowing where you're being led to or where you're being guided. And just knowing that you're enough and what you're doing is what you're supposed to be doing. Your vision is what's what up, fam? Peace and blessings. What up, Shakira Scott? As y'all coming in, let me know where y'all watching from. I'm right now in the Midwest. Peace and blessings. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. We finna get into some powerful stuff in a bit. What up, Kenneth Thomas? Where y'all tuning in from? Check out my drip. This my sister. This who Team Angie is about. In honor of my late great sister, Team Angie. Let me know where y'all tuning in from too. I'm in Michigan right now. Also, don't forget to do me a favor and subscribe and hit that notification bell. But anyway, let's check this out. This is from Sarah Young. Jesus Calling. Learn to laugh at yourself more freely. Don't take yourself or your circumstances so seriously. Relax and know that I am God with you. When you desire my will above all else, life becomes much less threatening. Stop trying to monitor my responsibilities, things that are beyond your control. Find freedom by accepting the boundaries of your domain. Laughter lightens your load and lifts your heart into heavenly places. Your laughter rises to heaven and blends with angelic melodies of praise. Just as parents delight in the laughter of their children, so I delight in hearing my children laugh. I rejoice when you trust me enough to enjoy my presence. I am trust my bad. I rejoice when you trust me enough to enjoy your life lightheartedly. Don't miss the joy of my presence by carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. Rather take my yoke upon you and learn from me. My yoke is comfortable and pleasant. My burden is light and easily borne. Proverbs 31, verses 25. What up? What up? That's what I'm reading it from. What up, Shakira Scott? Peace and blessings. What up, Von Gay or Gray? What's your name, Gray? Hold on. Von Gray. You don't even got a picture on your profile. Mr. Gay, what up, though? Thanks for tuning in. What up, Kenneth Thomas? Peace and blessings. Where y'all tuning in from? What state? What city? If y'all out the country, much love too. I'm out Midwest right now. Medina fam, what up, Medina fam? Peace and blessings, much love. That's a dope name, Medina fam. I like that. Where y'all tuning in from? Don't forget to subscribe too. I'm trying to grow my channel. I'm all about passive income online, multiple streams of income. Also, I advocate for mental health awareness. I started Team Angie back in 2022 in September. This will be my third year in business. I want y'all to celebrate this milestone with me. We doing the giveaways come next month. Second annual year event. Every July 3rd, do cash giveaways to show my appreciation and my love to my supporters, always into giving back. All about mindset as well. It takes a certain type of mindset to be successful. Oh yeah, that's what up. I'm gonna definitely subscribe. I'm finna do that right now. Matter of fact, you can check me do it right now. And then we're gonna get into this video. Yeah, we're gonna get into this video in a second too. Dolores, I'm not sure if this was you who just subscribed, but I already subscribed to you. Or I might have not got y'all notification yet, probably because I'm still on here, But yeah, I'm definitely subscribing back soon as you show up on my thing. But let's get into this message for today. Check this out.
Blueface decided that she was going to give birth to her baby on camera on Zeus Network for views and for fame, which is extremely sad, but that's the world that we live in today. So Lemmy is from Detroit, Michigan, where he was born into a family deep-rooted in faith and media. His father, Bishop Keith Plummer, wasn't just a man of God, but also a television executive who produced faith-based programming. So basically, his dad would charge Christian people and organizations to be able to preach and host their Christian-based programs on his network, basically. He was paid, he made money and got rich off of that, basically. This unique combination of ministry and media shaped Lenny's early years. He spent a lot of time around cameras.
I'm gonna subscribe to you, Kenny, as soon as I'm done with the broadcast, or as soon as your notification pop up. But I got you.
Teams, while other kids were playing outside, Lemmy was learning the ins and outs of broadcasting, observing the skills and discipline required to create compelling content. Before founding Zeus Network, he gained experience as a producer in the television industry, working on several notable projects, including BET's The Monique Show and The Family Cruise, which helped him establish connections. For Lemmy, this was a pivotal moment because he realized that traditional networks often control not just the content, but also the narrative, leaving little room for authentic stories that reflect
I got you too, Medina.
So he started dreaming of a platform where creators could have full control, a space where their voices could be heard and could thrive without gatekeeping. And as I'm sure you all noticed and heard me say, yes, that's right, he comes from a family that is faith-based. He came from a family that had Christian values. He came from a family that was quite literally on the other end of the spectrum of everything I'm about to tell you and show you that Zeus Network represents. And now I want you all to take a listen to this man on The Breakfast Club talking about his show. And I want you all to listen to how professional and how virtuous he makes this stuff sound. Kind of show really.
Now, before we get into this, it goes to what I got talking about, how the devil works, right? And of course, to be a candidate on anybody's TV show or anybody platform where you have intentions to grow, you have intentions to network, of course, you want to be around like-minded individuals. Also, you want to be around people that you could be mentored, of course, by people that you desire to be like, or you want to be on their level of success. So with this guy, just like a lot of us, we grew up in churches or we don't, or we end up finding out later in life that somebody is a spiritual being or a religious person, and they introduce that lifestyle to us. Now, with that being said, you have a choice once you meet Christ to follow Christ or to do as you please. The problem with it is, you can't serve two masters. You either believe that there is a better life after this physical life, or you either believe that this is it and you're going to enjoy it while you can, which either way isn't wrong. But what's wrong is having a faith, knowing that this life isn't all, and knowing that there's more to it, and just leading someone to believe that the flash of life is all that there ever be. And in the meantime, you're losing your spirit, you're losing your soul, and you're losing morale throughout it all, putting yourself in position to be on a high horse, easily taken down. Everybody reaches that high, but once the high is over with and reality hits, for a lot of people, that's it. They don't know how to get back in the world. They don't know how to be human enough. They don't know how to do anything. They end up taking their lives because it's too much. And that's the sad reality of chasing fortune and fame. You lose yourself through it all. You lose your spirit. You lose you. And you try to fulfill yourself with all these things, with all these people, with all these places. And you never end up being full again because your spirit is empty and you're missing what's really important. And that's a relationship with Christ. Just like with any relationship. And I'm not here to convert anybody to anything. I'm just encourage you all to have a spiritual relationship and to keep that in mind. It's a balance of the both, to have a spiritual experience and a fleshly earthly life. You want to take care of your spirit just like you want to take care of your body, but to be spiritually discerned is to fall away from these traps, to not become victim of these traps. And I want to show y'all exactly how it's easy to get caught up in this stuff and how you can protect yourself and be alert and aware when these type of situations come around, and it's disguised itself as a blessing or opportunity.
Really helped, take us to another level.
Right, because that was when I first really was paying attention.
Yeah.
She was on there.
But that show was so loud, and the relationship with her and her mom, has always been something that's been controversial. There's all these
My bad. I had to try to turn it up a little bit.
Hey, business owner, tired of wasting hours on scheduling, attendance, and payroll? Connecting's here to simplify all of.
He came from a family that was quite literally on the other end of the spectrum of everything I'm about to tell you and show you that Zeus Network represents. And now I want you all to take a listen to this man on the Breakfast Club talking about his show. And I want you all to listen to how professional and how virtuous he makes this stuff sound.
Kind of show really helped, take us to another level.
Right, because that was when I first really was paying attention.
Yeah.
She was on there.
But that show was so loud, and the relationship with her and her mom, has always been something that's been controversial. There's all these responsibilities that they're taking on, so we expect them to deliver. So, it's not easy. I will say it's not easy for them. The Jocelyn's when they're EPing and starring in the shows, the Natalie Nunns, even the Ray J's. I mean, it's tough, but they're getting through it. They're learning a lot too. So they're enjoying the process, as EPs, as talent. They're understanding, the business aspect a lot more too. So I think their whole mentality has changed just based on the Zeus experience.
You gave them the opportunity to boss up and not just be talent.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's it in a nutshell.
Now you tell me with a straight face, if you had no idea, had never seen anything from his show or his network before, would you even have a clue or even think that he was talking about something as raunchy, as degrading, as debaucherous as Zeus Network? No, you would not. And I probably should know what's very important, is very unique about Zeus Network is that it's not just that it's subscription based, but what he did specifically was he took what they call influencers, right? Which I think is a very easy way of just saying plants, people that are placed in position to help lead the masses in the wrong direction. People like Black China, who he just referenced, people like Blueface, right? People like Jocelyn or Joycelyn, however you pronounce her name, who gained her popularity years back from her relationship with Stevie J. When you take people like this who have very little morals, right, don't follow God, it's not a coincidence that these people are placed in position and then they're pumped with alcohol, pumped with drugs, and then cameras are placed in their faces. They get their own television shows, and then it's all about fighting and the most destructive morals you can think of in the world. Which reminds me, I remember when he went on to DJ Academics. I interviewed him, and as much as I don't agree with a lot of things that DJ Academics represents. I was very shocked to see when he interviewed this guy, whom a lot of people, sure most of his audience didn't even know who this guy was, and he asked him, do he feel even remotely responsible for the things that he pushed on his network?
I'm saying,
if you only show,
I'm not only
shit.
I feel like we're at
it's a lot of fight.
we're at a unique time. I think first of all, people are desensitized.
First of all, people are desensitized.
With all
No,
sorts
it's
of
not.
things. No, if you take out Zeus, do you know on social media every day? Every day. There's so much stuff happens on
Well,
social
Zeus
media.
is pretty much network TV.
What makes us different than HBO? What makes us different than?
If
Hold on,
I
hold
don't know,
on. Let me finish. What are you talking? HBO used to have real. They used to have people walking around.
That
But
was correct.
okay, but hold on, wait. HBO. Listen, HBO has so many. Like whether it's scripted, unscripted, doesn't matter. They promote the same way we do.
They promote the same way we do.
Why do I have to? Why ask HBO why they do what they do? No, I'm asking. No, balance.
If
What do you mean
if
balance?
every
Listen,
show on your network, where's that?
It's only we only have so many shows.
They know
Hold on, wait.
that's
Listen,
successful.
we only have so many. We're not HBO. We had it around for 20
Okay.
plus years.
You know it's bad when DJ Academics is asking you that same question. The same person in DJ Academics who helped push drill music, who helped popularize drill music, and a lot of the things out of the Chicago culture, literally asked this man, does he feel responsible for the things that he's pushing on his network? So first and foremost, I want you to take note that he slipped up. I believe it was him slipping up and mentioning the fact that people are so desensitized because he's not lying. We're so desensitized as a country, as a world, as a people to fights, to drama, to all of the none.
And I just want to piggyback off that too, though. Like, you know, dude who they talking about, he grew up in the church or whatever, but he know like the world is wicked, and why not capitalize off the wickedness that's going on? Not saying that he's a wicked guy, but for anybody to promote wickedness, I mean, hey, you can't really escape the titles and the labels, you know, like you're promoting what the world is suffering from, and you're gaining popularity, you're gaining fortune and fame from it, and you don't care about the people who are being hurt from it. A lot of people, and this is how the devil work, you know, he wants you to think like, okay, doing the wrong thing is right and you should be rewarded for it. Meanwhile, people who push out positivity, the people who advocate for mental health is me, you know, letting people know like this is a sick mind to be having and running around and doing stuff like that, thinking it's okay. We get demonetized, we get pushed to the left, we get silenced and shut down. You know, you ain't gonna really see these type of videos. And people really need to hear it, especially the youth when they run around thinking this stuff is cool and they don't live to be 16 or 18, not even 21 nowadays. And it's really crazy, you know. It's like, do we even care, or is the money just so important to where we just misguiding everybody who's paying for this stuff, you know? You can't make money off, well, I ain't gonna say that, but it is what it is, you know. It's sad the way they value human beings nowadays. It's just life in general. It's so, like you say, decentralized to where it's just normal and it's all right. But as a celebrity or icon or anybody, a public figure, they should be more accountable. And, you know, like they say, you should speak up on these things that aren't right. But, you know, it's comfortable being wrong because you're getting rewarded to do so. So nobody really want to step out of that comfortability. And it's uncomfortable being the one out of the batch to be like, this not right. I'm doing something different. And we're going to get into one person who is brave enough to speak out and why it's important to be the oddball, because when it all falls down, everybody want to switch the bandwagon. They want to come be like, oh, okay, I thought this was all right. But, you know, it's too late. And if God was to come back today and pick all his children up, it's too late to be like, oh, I want to jump on your team. He'll be like, depart from me because I never knew you. You know, you already done turned your back on me, so carry on. Basically, it's like that.
Sense to all the ungodly things in the world, we're so desensitized to it that we shouldn't be holding him responsible if we're not going to hold people like HBO responsible. But if you're leaving programs like BET so that you can create a platform that's different, but then you want to be held to the same standard as them, what makes you any different? What makes you any different, bro? You're talking about on the Breakfast Club, he mentioned people, he want to give people an opportunity to make some real money. Let me tell you something. Anytime a person looks at you and say, real money, come over here and make some real money, run in the other direction. If you are a young person and you watching this video, please hear me out when I say this. If you don't take anything else from this video, if a person makes a statement to you, let's make some real money, go the other direction. Because whatever they're talking about is ungodly. Whatever they're talking about is borderline illegal, if not illegal. The fact that Lemmy, the fact that this guy comes from a rich family, comes from a great background in the sense from a socioeconomic standpoint, just so he can get into position so that he can give creators a better opportunity to create all these shows, baddies this, baddies that, everything's bad, to then push these demoralizing, these destructive morals or these lack of morals to low socioeconomic people in these urban communities is the epitome of evil. Because the people, you should understand the audience a little bit better that you're reaching. You're worse than the rich white people who are, or the rich white Jews that own these record labels, because they don't even understand these populations. You have a lot closer relationship to these people, and you're leading them to hellfire. You are leading them in the wrong direction in the name of getting rich and famous. How dare you? And I think far too often what we see in these communities is that we give people pass after pass after pass, and it's not until people are criminally charged or criminally accused or being sued in a civil suit before all of a sudden we like, you know what, I don't know why we support him to begin with. No, we should be doing that now. This dude is evil, man. They get up there with their fresh haircuts, their nice little jewelry and watches, and their Balenciaga shoes, and but their souls as black and as dark and as filthy as they come, looking like us, leading us to hellfire. We have to call these people out for who they are, exploiting our women. You can't come on these shows if you're going to be positive. You can't come on these shows if you're going to dress appropriately. You have to support everything that's good is going to be called evil. Everything's evil is going to be called good. It's flipped. It's reversed. That's the world that we live in today. For him to create his own subscription, like, it's brilliant from a business perspective because it's working. Because he understands that people are so desensitized to it. That's what people want to see. People are just living their life and just going along with the motion like sheep. And he knows that he's exploiting our people instead of giving us the truth, which is Jesus Christ. So I just want to end this video by...
Here goes Mr. Plummer himself. He was talking about what they was trying to do to him on the network.
I got too much going on for me to go on my way to tripling. Bro, you're weird. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna with these women. So you gotta go out your way to trip with me, bro, and I'm gonna activate it. I told the twins several times, like, bro, shut the fuck up. Bro, I'm done talking. I'm going back. I'm done. It's over. They kept on back. Well, bro, if we finna keep going back and forth, the next best thing is, let's get jiggy. Let's get jiggy.
Real life.
Like 3 stars. We got him in the building.
In a real way. In a real way. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? One time. Appreciate y'all having me. Peace and blessings be upon y'all. In a real way, though.
In a real way. Mr. You're not qualified, man. We about to get to it, man.
In a real way.
First of all, how you feeling, man? How's your spirits right now?
Hey, I'm feeling blessed, black, and highly favored. You know what I'm saying? I pulled up with CML Lavish D, my big Bradesky. You know what I'm saying? Took me up under his wing, then giving me a dose of the most of this game and how to maneuver in this industry. Because Big Bro a legend in the game. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like a sponge. I'm just soaking it all up right now. You feel me? And I'm elated to be here. You know what I'm saying? It's my time. You know what I'm saying? 2025 is my time. 2026 might be the next Bradesky time. But I'm just enjoying my moment. You feel me? In a real way.
Let's go, man. Shout out Lavish D, man. You know
Shout
what I'm saying?
Nigga, banked up time. No.
Let's go, man. Man, let's before we get started, we gotta just touch on the elephant in the room, man.
Yeah,
just today, Loose Cannon, Big U, Brick Baby,
Okay.
got all this, heat on them, and the feds came in and locked them down. I gotta say this,
Yeah.
that even our introduction was through Loose Cannon.
Yeah, it
He's the
was.
one who said, "Hey, bro, I'm in touch with Aaron the Plumber. Y'all want to get this interview going?"
For sure.
And that was, boom, that kind of got the conversation started to get you out here. So to even see that go down, what's on your what do you take from that?
Honestly, bro, nigga don't wish. I done did 5 calendars, you know what I'm saying? CML then did calendars multiple times. Big bro then did calendars. So we know how it feels, you know what I'm saying, to be on that plantation. A black man don't deserve to be on that plantation, but some do at the end of the day. Some niggas do deserve, they are a cancer to the community and do deserve to be in them cages, man. You know what I'm saying? But we real ones, we don't wish that upon nobody. You know what I'm saying? If we could have it our way, like Burger King, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna squabble it out, and that's gonna be the end of it. You feel me? But it's an unfortunate situation for Brodesky. You know what I'm saying? In a real way, even if a nigga ain't rocking with you or not, you feel me? I don't wish that upon my worst enemy. I don't want you in a pen. You know what I'm saying? If it's funk and we funking, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You feel me? But we want everybody, at the end of the day, bro, you know what I'm saying? We not glorifying the violence, none of that shit, bro. We want every black man to win. At the end of the
Peace
day,
and
we don't
blessings,
want to
Ken.
see
If I got you
men
soon as I'm
doing
done,
no
I'm
whack
gonna
100.
subscribe to you. Appreciate the love, fam. Peace and blessings. I'm just gonna rock out a little bit with this conspiracy theories and stuff, and then don't forget to check out the website too. Links in the bio. This is the picture I painted. It's my little advertising. But yeah, we're gonna get into this and just rock out for a bit. I'm gonna subscribe to you. Come check out your stuff. Show you some love. Let you know I done been through that. But yeah, peace and blessings. Have a good night.
And he done said, you feel me? It's gonna hurt her mom and some shit. I don't even want to see you in jail. Could have sent you to jail already, bro. You feel me? But
Peace
we
and
don't want to
blessings.
send no black man to jail. We want to promote, you know what I'm saying, real black men, bro. We bringing that back, man. You know what I'm
But you don't
saying?
mind taking the guy in the back alley and just, handle that business in a real
Oh,
way.
for sure. Win, lose, or draw like Pokemon. I gotta catch them all, man. And I'm representing the clique now. You know what I'm saying? I got real steppers behind me. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, I gotta show up and show out in a real way, man. Because I'm not representing just myself now. I'm representing the organization. And when I say organization, you know what I'm saying? This is a family. We family. You know what I'm saying? We get into the bag. That's why it's banked up, not bankrupt, man. You feel me? In a real way, though.
What makes you push the fade so much? Like you love to let's get the fade. Like,
so one thing, I went to prison. You feel me? So in prison, it ain't no ducking fades. You feel me? It's being a man. I became a man at a young age in prison. If you have a problem with somebody, a discrepancy, it ain't no whispering. I got a problem. I don't like that nigga. It ain't none of that. Pull up and get jiggy. You know
For real though.
You got a problem with him? Oh, mama, get on him. If you ain't finna get on him, shut the f up.
Hey, I appreciate that, no doubt. I always try to drop some education, you know. It's free game in the world. If I could get it, I could give it, you know, the same way that I'm getting it. They gave it to me. So I just feel like it's the least I could do with my time, you know. Get a game out like a big brother do to me. I want to see everybody winning, and it's enough in the world for everybody. You know, I ain't gonna gatekeep, but I do, you know, want to get paid for my service and stuff. But everything ain't for sale, and everything ain't for free. But you know, I try to give out as much as I can. I still got to make a living, but I appreciate you, no doubt. I'm gonna definitely be sharing through your page too. But I just want to share some of this information to help somebody go the right way. You know, I was once lost and finding my way, and I just want to shine that light on somebody's dark path and dark day and help motivate them to keep going.
You know what I'm saying? Don't want to hear that gossip. We don't want to hear none of that. You finna get jiggy like a man with your paws. You know what I'm saying? It's blood. It's not.
And this stuff found me, so I'm sharing it because I agree with a lot of this. Like I done had a lot of fights, you know what I'm saying? I ain't no tough ass nigga either. I done got socked up a lot of times, but hey, you know, I ain't go talking behind nobody back. I ain't go dissing nobody like that. We got it off our chest and we straight. We still here to live to tell another day. But at the same time, you know, I practice peace as much as I can, but it's only as much as it depends on me. And it is what it is. You know, it's a time for everything. And I don't.
Times and all this, but for the most part, they ain't trying to go that route. Don't nobody want to catch no more time know what I'm saying? If I absolutely have to poke your ass, that's what I'm gonna do. You feel me? But at the end of the day, bro, I don't want no black man to die. Bro, real talk. I love my people. I love my people. The same way you see the Hispanics load up 6 deep in a car, they work together. Why we can't do that, bro?
Amen.
Why we can't do that? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So I love being a black man, but I hate it at the same time. You feel me? Because we don't have that unity. Now, if we had that unity, bro, we could conquer the universe. You know what I'm saying? So before I see a black man die, bro, I'd rather see him get paws put up on him. You know what I'm saying? Them wounds heal. It ain't nothing. It's just a vein. It's regular. You know what I'm saying? In a real way, though.
When did you adopt this type of attitude? Because I'm not gonna lie, when you came in, you had no malice on your heart, good spirit. You know what I'm saying? You don't get that from a lot of niggas.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know, how are you able to carry such a good spirit like that?
Honestly, I done learned from legends in the game like CML, Lavish D. You feel me? Taking notes from Big Bro. Even before I was functioning with him, I was studying, I was taking notes. Real, ain't about a bag. Dealing, you know what I'm saying? Not about that. You feel me? So, I adopted a lot of my teachings, my practices, my learnings from Big Bro. And a lot of other Bay Area legends, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's 20916, you feel me? The Bay influence, got influence on us as well. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't have a lot of Mac Dre was functioning in G Parkway, where Big Bro was #1 from. You know what I'm saying? In a real way. So a lot of Northern California stuff had influence on me and the way that I move today.
So where are you from?
So I'm from Stockton, 209. You know what I'm saying? But I've been in South Sac, Iraq, back and forth my whole life. You feel me? Type. And my mom's a dad. My mom and my dad. Well, my mom from Japan. My dad from Stockton. He got big ties in Compton. He was ping ponging back and forth from Stockton to Compton. But I can say I became a man in Sacramento. I ain't even finna cap. You know what I'm saying? I learned how to hustle in Sacramento on Mac Road, where Bradesky from. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Weed sacks. I started hustling at a young age on Mac Road. You feel me? Center Parkway, hustling. I became a man in Sacramento, but in my adolescence, when I was green to the game, you feel me? I was in Stockton. But when I became a man, you feel me? I was in Sacramento, so it's 20916. I'm always gonna put on for Stockton. That's what my birth certificate say. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, heavily Sacramento influence, bro.
Let's go where did you get your lingo from?
So I got my link. I ain't even finna cap, bro. We gonna keep it all the way 1,000. I got some. Most of my lingo from Laugh, but a nigga done picked up some from the opposite side too. You feel me? At the same time, Monzy, bro's a talented rapper. You feel me? So I done picked up some from him. I done picked up some from the Bay, but most of the shit that I done picked up on the way is from CML, bruh. The king of the city, bruh. Before the rap shit, before Monzy blew up, Lab had a name in the streets. You feel me? Yeah. Lab had them women. Lab was Ryan Luxury. He was the that we looked up to. I don't care what side you from. If we erase all the politics, you can't say he did not look up to Lavish D. On my mama, bro, riding around Rollies, nigga, the Rolls Royce, all the, you feel me? Yeah, I learned from bro, taking notes from bro in a real way. I ain't even finna cap.
So, before we get into the whole story, but you said you had to do a sit down, had to do that 5.
For sure.
What got you jammed up?
Okay, so I'm just with this little, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call her.
Respectively. Or maybe disrespectfully.
Nah, disrespectfully. She's up. Because I was doing by her, you know what I'm saying? She was a in the game, you know what I'm saying? Ism, you know what it is. She told on me, but it was the best thing that could ever happen to me. You feel me? When I went to prison, bro, I didn't know. I couldn't converse about nothing other than gangbanging, politics in Northern California. That's all I could tell. In LA, you feel me? Because they got ties to Compton and shit. That's all I could converse about. But when I went to prison, I told myself, bro, I'm not in prison. I'm in the military. You feel me? That's what I used to tell myself every day. I'm here to get better. Started reading and expanding my horizon. You know what I'm saying? Enhancing my vocabulary. Every word that I didn't know in a book, I promise you I had a stack of vocabulary cards like this.
That's real.
That's why I speak so eloquently. You feel me? In a real way. I enhanced my vocabulary. I worked out. I got my body right. I got my mind right. And I found God, too, at the same token. I got my spirituality. So if I could go back in time, I'll go to prison again. It was an unfortunate circumstance, but God blessed me through that trial and tribulation. So, hey, man, I'll do it again if I had to.
How much time did they originally give you?
They gave me 5 years, but I was looking at 30. I'm looking at 2 15-year consecutive sentences. I had 1 15-year. I was fighting sex trafficking in Arizona, and I was fighting kidnapping in Texas.
Damn.
But by the grace of God, you know, I was able to wiggle through with a 5-piece. They dropped the kidnapping on me. They ran my shit CC consecutive. You feel me? Didn't tell on nobody. None of that. Bro, nigga kept it solid. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it was. But something that I needed. You feel me? And I feel like, honestly, every black man, I feel like when they turn 18 years old, bro, send them to prison. No, real talk. Real talk. Send them niggas to prison for 90 days. He gonna have in his mind, I knew in 3rd grade, boss, God take the breath from me right now. When I was in 3rd grade, when asked, what do you want to be? I'm like, I want to be a gangster. I want to be a gangster. I used to watch the game, vlog videos, and all these. I'm like, I want to be a gangster. I want to be like Lavish D. You feel me? But that ain't nothing to glorify. You feel me? That ain't nothing good came. Well, no, I can't say nothing good came about the lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas, they really ran it up the banked up way, though, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm very fortunate, you know, to be in the position that I am, coming from the background that I came from, Badesky. So if I could go back in time, I wouldn't take nothing back, bro. God, run it on replay. Yeah, that shit hurt like a. I'm not gonna question your authority. You know, God is omnipresent. He's omnipotent. He's omniscient, all seeing, all knowing, all powerful. So he already knows this was predestined eons ago. You know what I'm saying? This was written in a tablet. This was supposed to happen, bro. Divine intervention is what you're seeing right now, Badesky. You know what I'm saying? I didn't link with Big Homie CC. Bro, what are the odds of that? Bro, I was just on the phone with Badesky, yesterday? Bro, calling me. And you feel me? I ain't even answering the phone like that because I ain't gonna cap. I got so many bookings, it ain't nothing like that. And then pull up, big homie CC, real, bro. Ain't feeling no ain't like, hey, bro, why you ain't answering the phone? Nigga, ain't none of that. You feel me? It's just love. Excited to see it. You feel me? Because you in the presence of another real black man. Shout out big homie CC, man, in a real way.
How many fades you think you had during that 5-piece?
How many fades? I ain't gonna lie. I can't tell you how many, but I caught the most fades on the yard for sure. For sure. Free Spody Face, that's 4Xtra's cousin. Spody Face will attest for that. Spody Face will put it on 40 Crip. Because I probably had the most fades on the yard. Because I'm putting on for California. You know what I'm saying? When I went to prison, right? I was in Arizona, right? So they say it's being in somebody else's backyard, right? They didn't want us. We not finna let no Arizona, no disrespect, bro, respectfully. We not finna let no Arizona dictate our program. We from California. We started this blood. We started this Crip. We started this Paru shit. You know what I'm saying? In a real way. So you ain't finna dictate our program. Period. Even though we outnumbered, we gonna stand on business, dead homies. I'm willing to die behind it. You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't, we ain't on that's willing to die behind what he believe in, you can't win that war. You can't. If you're not willing to die about it, dead homies. Nigga, I'm willing to give my life behind this shit, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't glorifying no violence. It shouldn't have to put his life on the line. Nigga should, bro, I've been on lab, bro, ain't put it in no bad situations, ain't did none of that sucker shit. How I go to Ray J house, you know what I'm saying, trying to create a viral moment. Real don't do that, bro. Real, being a real black man. Nigga, because we black, we possess neuromelanin at the end of the day. We are all family at the end of the day, bro.
That is facts.
Bro, I'm the that's gonna trip. Bro, Lavish D, CML. Tedeschi is a known writer. On my mama, a known writer. I'm tripping. Bro telling me to calm down. Not to say that Big Bro ain't activated, but he's wiser than I am. You feel me? I'm only 30. Bro, been in the game for, hey, little bro, chill out. Don't say that on camera. Don't do this. Don't do that. Nigga, look, let me show you how to. Nigga, real?
Yeah.
You feel me? This whole time that I've been going viral and I've been going, you see, bro, firsthand. You feel me? How trying to get at me? You feel me? Trying to treat me like I'm a peon because I'm standing on business by myself. But nigga, the clique is behind me now. So what you gonna do? And Big Bro, he on some like, I'm turned up. Dead homies, I'm turned up. Like, what these niggas? Nigga, I'm really turned up now. Nigga, so what is you saying? But at the end of the day, Big Bro is telling me, hey, little bro, relax. Yeah, we some gangsters. We own that. But we ain't got to be on that. We get into a bag. Whatever them suckers saying that, you feel me? I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? That's why I love Big Bro, bro. My mama, bro, a real big homie, right? He not gonna, and bro ain't put no pistol in my hand. Bro ain't told me get jiggy. Bro ain't said nothing. That said get money, not go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, that's what we on. Paint that time, man, in a real way.
Now, your demeanor always seems like you won't go.
For sure.
But, you know, when you do get a little older and a little wiser, you have to kind of turn that down. What are some things that you've been working on to kind of, a little bit like...
I ain't even gonna lie to you, Brodesky. I'm not turning it down. I'm not. I can't. I'm not even gonna lie to you, Brodesky. I can't turn it down. Big Bro say trip, nigga, I'm tweaking on anything. You feel me? Because nigga, his loyalty resides with me. Nigga done proved his loyalty with me. I don't gotta question loyalty. I don't gotta lay down at the end of the night wondering is gonna do some, you feel me, some Ray J shit to it, try to create a bomb. Real don't do that. So at the end of the day, I'm tweaking on anything behind, and whatever consequences come with it, nigga, I'm the type of nigga, I don't give a what come with it. Cause I know that what I'm standing on is righteous. We standing on righteousness at the end of the day, Brodesky. You know what I'm saying? These in the industries, these is really demons, bro. These niggas really demons. These niggas really devils, bro. On mama. So I know at the end of the day, as long as I'm standing on righteousness, on what's right, I'm doing what's right, ain't nothing finna happen to me.
Yeah.
Big Bro ain't finna let nothing happen to me. God ain't finna let nothing happen to me. In a real way, man.
Yeah, you sound like Bishop.
Yeah.
So let me ask, because, you know, when you said you did time, and I was wondering, like, man, I wonder how does a man get into play? How does it become a play?
Okay, so
That's kind of dope too, because it's like, you know, a lot of people want to see you fail, and in this position that he's in, a lot of times you won't know. You know, people befriend you for your resources or because they want some attention, they want the spotlight, or whatever the case may be. They want some money from you. They know you got it, whatever, right? People attach themselves to you for all type of reasons, but when they attach themselves for the good reasons, they ain't gonna allow you to flip out and fuck up the bag. Like he was saying, like, you know, they could be like, do whatever, right? Go ahead, snap. They pulling your card. It's go time, you know. And he's just showing his loyalties to his peoples who've been helping him out. Avoid those situations. That's why we all need to be around people that have our best interests and have that discernment to know, you know, oh, this person got my best interest at heart. I could kind of follow their advice and stuff like that. Or you learn from experiences, which is a good thing and not always a good thing. People send you off. My bad. People will send you off and they'll watch you fail. Or they'll want to see you fail and you don't fail, and they be sitting there wondering like, "Wow, that didn't work. Well, what else would work?" And it'd be crazy, but you gotta have discernment though, and make sure you're around there's people that's going in the same direction as you going. You want to be around like-minded individuals such as y'all can reach those goals together. And having a team is important. Nobody successful done it alone.
Excuse me. So when I got out of prison, right, I was making like $21 an hour, $22 an hour. I'm campaigning though, because some ism.
Yeah.
Or allegedly. Yes. Allegedly. Yeah, man. Some ism allegedly. So I'm campaigning at the same token where I did half a decade. I'm campaigning, I'm trying to line something. And I landed a job with a contractor, and bro made $43,000 in 3 days. So I was like, bro, this is only paying me $300 a day. I made $900. This nigga made $43,000. I said, nigga, what I'm doing, I need to learn this. Whatever this still working. That shit is working. You feel me?
Yeah.
That shit is working. So plumbing consumed my thoughts when I got out of prison, and it's a lot of nepotism. You feel me? For those that don't know what nepotism is, you know what I'm saying? It's, for instance, bro tied in with the family right here. Okay, so since you know the family, we're gonna give you the best job. We're gonna put you in position, vice president, all that. Even though he don't have the qualifications, he don't deserve that position. Brodesky over here might be more qualified than he is. Nepotism prevails. You know what I'm saying? So after I learned that, I was like, okay, bro, I took a sacrifice. Nigga, I worked $14 an hour after I got out of prison. Bro, I was getting $23 an hour working in a warehouse. Nigga, I quit because I seen if I work in this warehouse for 5 years, nigga, the most I'm gonna make is $30 an hour. In California, that ain't, nigga, what the fuck is $1,000 a week? That ain't. So I quit this job. I'm gonna take a sacrifice. I'm gonna learn this plumbing. Yeah, I'm only making $14 an hour, but the skills that I'm gonna acquire can follow me for generations to come. So why would I not take a sacrifice and get my license in plumbing, and in the end I'm gonna win? But don't think like that.
Well, yeah, I wish more YNs thought like that. God, damn, niggas don't think like that.
Don't think like that, bruh.
And just to say, like, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. These high income earning skills I'm learning through digital marketing. Like, why not have master resale rights, have products always for sale instead of worrying about, oh, who can I go cop the cheapest from and resell it like that? No, put yourself in position. It only takes one time, and after that one time of learning, you got those skills for life.
You know what I'm saying? And at first it was hard for me, making $100 a day. Nigga, I'm doing slave labor. I'm on a plantation with it. You feel me? And just, bro, it's just by the grace of God. He had his hand on me this whole time. You feel me? He had a bigger plan for me, bro. And even though you may try to deviate away from God's plan, you can't. You can't. It's predestination. Predestination exists in His universe, but that's key.
Well, let's talk about the first step in that plan, man. Was how do you even get on the 20V1? I mean, not 21, but pop the balloon.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
how I got on the 20V1?
Pop the balloon. Pop the balloon.
Okay, on the pop the balloon. I gotta keep it raw and uncut. You know what I'm saying? My Brodesky was on the yard. Bro was a promoter. Bro had money, but he wasn't no gangster. You feel me? Bro was on some let bygones be bygones. Let's buy guns and let guns, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm on. You know what I'm saying? That's what type of time I'm on. So since this is one thing about me, how lavish my, bro, I don't give a win, lose, or draw. I'm finna tweak behind my because bro's a loyal. So that's what type of I am. So, my bro, he was on the yard, right? I ain't gonna lie, was on his got his jaw broke, getting on it. You know what I'm saying? So it was like same way Lab took me up under his wing. Lab said, nigga, that bullying Aaron the plumber, nigga, that's over with. That's just over with. So it was some like that, you feel me? Bro was a good, you know what I'm saying, it's my dog at the end of the day. And was tweaking with him on the yard. So I came to the yard like on some like any talk about my homie, nigga, I'm beating your dead homies. We on a 2,000 man yard, run every fade on replay. Any speaking on my run that fade.
In this trade, we plan for everything except for the unexpected. That's why
Damn.
protection matters. Now I know how fast.
Shut the f up. And after shut up and quit tweaking, bro tapped in with, hey, bro, that shit you did in the pit, nigga, I was surreal. You know what I'm saying? Because bro, no, would have been on his helmet. If I didn't attack, same way, would have been on my helmet. You know what I'm saying? If Live ain't say nothing, Live ain't step up to, I bet you don't play with me no more. Bro, we ain't glorifying no bonds, no none of that. Bro, we trying to get it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, ain't gonna play with me, but bro was supposed to get on the pop the balloon, and instead, just on the strength of me being a real and standing on business behind, bro, he said, hey, before I go up there, nigga, you go up there. And I was against it at first, because I just got my journeyman license in plumbing. I'm like, bro, I don't, that shit just gonna, you know what I'm saying? Bro persuaded me to do it. I did it, and right here, right now, real activated.
Yeah, that's dope. You see how God works? Now that's what I really wanted to get to. This is my first time watching this, and I had a feeling we should watch it. But it just goes to show what I've been talking about. Like you might be doing good for so long, not being rewarded. You know, that's how the devil works. Like, yeah, you doing some sucker shit. Like, you know, you ain't popped off right away like I'm popping off, and your chance is like basically a shattered dream. You know, you doing this plumbing shit, you barely making it or whatever. You might even be just making it, but you're not having fun, you're not happy, whatever, right? But at the end of the day, when God give you a vision, it's for you. And just because it don't seem like it's the best thing for you, or it ain't as fun as you would like, it ain't rainbows and sunshines, it's leading you to where you need to be and ultimately where you desire to be. Like he desired to be financially stable overall, is what I'm hearing. But the path that it took for him to get there was twists and turns. It wasn't no straight road there. And it all helps to where he is now, Aaron the plumber, right? He didn't want to be a plumber, but he was money motivated, and with that money motivation, took him through uh, the plumbing thing. And then you know the attitude he got, his personality, took him through jail. He wanted to help his people out, and just being what he feel in his mind. You know, perspective is everything. The way he see it, the way he was doing it was a righteous move, and he had a good reason why he was helping the guy out. He felt like he didn't want to get bullied, and that's a righteous thing to do. You know, you want to stand up for justice, not just inserting yourself because you want to look and feel good and tough or an ego boost. But you know, you see somebody being bullied, it's right just to step into it and tell them like this ain't that, you know. And you see how God to be by your side. Nobody touched him or that guy. But it was a righteous move for him to do to be there. And in reward of his courageous and bold act, God put him in position to finally get that the little action he wanted. You know, he said he haven't found a chick in a while. He was just working on himself. And of course, that's a hard thing to do as well. A lot of people ain't gonna work on themselves. And while working on yourself, it might be like how he is, like, you know, I'm tired or whatever, but I need to stay focused. But when you start your journey, it's cool to take a break because that break might be a big break. Just like he was saying, you know, he took a little break and that break was his big break. And now he where he want to be in life. He have bigger and bigger goals, you know, just being financially stable was one, which I see, and that happened in the most courageous way. And it could happen to you too, or me, anybody, you know. It's just about being righteous and not looking to what everybody else got going on because you don't know what God got for them or what they're gonna go through to get to where they gotta to get what they want, you know. Just like with him, he was in position from doing righteous acts. And years went by, until he got his big break. And he still probably got bigger things planned, but it takes one break, one big break from being bold and courageous and following your dreams and knowing when that vision hits. And when opportunity comes, take action. Don't just sit there and be like, oh, that's a good idea. You never do anything. And years go by and you sitting there with regret because you know you should be taking action when certain opportunities come.
I ain't bro. You was one of the first men to go on that show and really like.
And I ain't gonna cap, like I just learned about him like last year on my little journeys and my financial journey, trying to get my pockets right and following my dreams. And like I said, it's important to take breaks. And when I was taking breaks, that's how I found out about the Zeus Network. I ain't been knowing about this shit until last year, to be honest. That's why I'm watching this now. I'm catching up on what was going on then because I'm following my dreams as well. Busy doing that. Sometimes you're going to miss out on TV shows. You're going to miss out on little events. But at the end of the day, this is what it takes. It takes certain sacrifices. It takes certain disciplines. And it takes certain time out the day. Like shit, it is what it is, though. Just like we're building this YouTube. And if you like the content so far, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you always notified when the latest drop and that these videos can reach other people like you. But nevertheless, let's get back into it.
Like bro, represent like nah, but we ain't going for that. I'm not like I'm
going for that.
Like a lot of niggas was on there very weenie.
In a real way.
Yeah, right. Nah, for real. A lot of niggas was on there like, oh, you was like, nah, I don't like that. I don't like them shoes, none of that.
No.
Like you kind of started a movement of going on there and being on some stand up. Like we ain't putting up for anything. How did that look after the show? Like what kind of feedback were you getting from women after that?
Oh, whiskey, man. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I ain't even gonna cap. Bro, after Pop the Balloon, women hated me.
Yeah, they was on
Bro,
your ass.
women hated me, bro. I probably had a few selected women that was down on my program, but for the most part, they hated me. But at the end of the day, I didn't give a now they love me. They go crazy when they see it in a real way. But I knew I was standing on righteousness. I knew I didn't say how many derogatory terms.
Wait.
Yeah.
Right when the first girl popped it, you came up, boom, 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 and you said, "Now you're not qualified." And
Not
that kind
qualified.
of just opened up. Like women hear that, it's like, "What the?
Yeah.
Mean,
Because
woman's not qualified."
Because I studied like Lavish D. You feel me?
Yeah.
Niggas that know they self-worth.
Wait, if you were a patient at any Michigan behavioral health facility, including Detroit
And
Behavioral,
yeah, females
Stonecrest
know,
Center,
like, I'm saying, a nigga that's goal
That's
oriented.
not a lot of lead with their money, not with the attributes they possess. One thing I done learned, bro, I done been around, bro, for a couple days. You feel me? Got charisma that these women gravitate towards. You feel me? I got charisma. I got game. They not leading with his money. That's sucker shit, bruh. Real men, real black men, it ain't even got to do with color or the creed. You feel me? A real man is not tricking on a woman to get anything that he wants. Why? Because everything God created on the earth was made to be subservient to man. From the nature, from the animals, from the weather, everything serves man. So with the, and when I say bit, because it's a big difference.
Respectfully or disrespectfully?
No. It's a big difference between a and a woman. In a real way. So a man's gonna get caught up, and a woman's gonna get treated like a queen. In a real way, though, man.
So you looked at one, and let's go and kill the myth right now.
For
And
sure.
be honest.
Yeah.
Real life stars. Were you looking at old girl's chest, or were you looking at her hairy arms?
I'm not even gonna cap, bro. I was looking at her arms.
Damn.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
you want really hairy like that?
I'm not even for, bro. The camera did her no justice. You feel me?
That 6K is a
The camera did her no justice. Them arms was hairy than them. You know what I'm saying? If I could see you blowing in the wind,
It's
if I could see your shit blowing in the wind,
too long.
bro, it ain't good. You ain't qualified in a real way. I know my self-worth. You know what I'm saying? I'm priceless. You know what I'm saying? You can't put a price on this in a real way. And a lot of people be blinded by, you feel me, muscles and art. That don't mean nothing. My muscles. My brain is my biggest hope. And if you can't see that, the attributes that I possess, you know what I'm saying? I tell all the time, and I ain't saying, I tell women all the time, you know what I'm saying? My job, this is what I learned from Big Bro, you know what I'm saying, is to fill your emotional bank account, right? Emotional bank account. I'm supposed to drop a deposit in your life that creates wealth inside you. That monetary value. That 200, 300, 400, 500 that the trick is gonna give you. You know what I'm saying? The attributes that I possess, the game that I got in me, it's gonna change your whole life. Period. So if you're not receptive to good game, then you're a lame, babe. It's nothing that we can do together, man. You know what I'm saying? In a real way, though.
Nah, for real. So, have any of those women that were on that show with you tried to run it back?
Bro, for sure. For sure. Y'all left with one.
Left with one.
Okay, but I'm disqualified, baby. I disqualified, baby. And the reason why I had to disqualify her, because she had her choosing shoes on, man. You know, she walked in the door with her choosing shoes on. She had a wandering eye, Bradesky. If your woman ever shows any interest in the next man, the slightest interest, you know what I'm saying? I got this chain on right here. This motherfucker, it ain't half as big as Lavish D chains. You feel me? But if she's showing interest in Big Bro, you're not for me. Period. How could you be for me?
No. I like this.
For sure.
Stay right there. Because we had one of our guys on here, Game God, Goldie.
Yeah.
He was
Shout
saying,
out Goldie.
Shout out Goldie. He was saying, man, if a man walk by, he got a nice chain on, some fly shit on, and if she don't turn around and immediately try to figure out a way to get that shit for you, she definitely not the one for you. So do you feel like looking at a man and noticing something on that man should be a benefit, or is that like something that would disqualify her if she trying to make it come your way?
Of course, if she's trying to make it come my way, for sure, she's qualified. But at the end of the day, you feel me? Put your game goggles on. You know what I'm saying, CML? You know what I'm saying, Big Bro? Tell her, put her game goggles on. Are you in the presence of a shark or a trick? If you can't decipher from either of the two, you don't need to be in this game. You don't need to be doing none of this. You know what I'm saying? Because there's sharks in this game and there's tricks in this game that's gonna make you a lame. So if you want to prevail, you know what I'm saying, you need to have your game goggles on, and you need to be up under supremeism to help you see clearly that this ain't no tricking, this the real deal, no fire drill, man.
Amen. Now, and this might be just my take, but from what I watched, you were coming off as a lover boy.
For sure.
So, is that your persona, or is that really a character? Is it a mix of both? Like, what are you really looking for love? What's going on?
I ain't gonna cap, bro. It's a mix of both.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? At the same time, I'm governed by this game. You know what I'm saying? But I also know how to decipher a real woman from a punk. So if I have a real woman, I'm not doing nothing to f that off. This punk, that instant gratification wasn't a nut. I have a real woman that I can build my empire with. You know what I'm saying? So why would I step outside of my element, my comfort zone, you know what I'm saying, and destroy Rome? You know, Rome wasn't built in one night, Bradesky. So why the f am I going to destroy Rome for some instant gratification? Only a trick would do something like that. these tricks be spending thousands of dollars on these, knowing they got a good wife at home that's gonna do A, B, C, and D for them. But they want that instant gratification, man. You know what I'm saying?
Shout
we
out
don't
to
want no
NBA.
instant gratification. The name of the game, like Big Bro said, you know what I'm saying? Loyalty and longevity is the remedy, man. You know what I'm saying? In a real way.
Wait, when you out of 20 women in the room, how many of them do you feel?
Damn, they keep on cutting it off. You about to say how many feel just thirsty? What y'all think you about to say?
Is gonna be a real woman versus a punk bitch?
I don't expect none of them to be a real woman. Why? Because they ain't never been up under supremism. You know what I'm saying? She ain't been led
You gotta get
by a black man that's gonna tell you when you out of pocket. Baby, you need to get in your workout. You need to drink a little more water. You need to eat some fruit. You need to do this, this, and that. I think that's gonna create wealth inside of you. They don't want that. Discipline is foreign to them. You feel me? They don't want no discipline. They want what's gonna be easy. Let me take the easy route out. Red pill, blue pill. They're gonna take the blue pill. They want to reside in a state of oblivion. What's really going on in Earth? Keep me dumb, keep me dark, keep me blind. In a real way, man. We ain't no blue pill, man.
Let's go.
We ain't no blue pill black men.
Let's go. After Pop the Balloon, you start. Is that when they start saying like the name Ninja Turtles? Is that when they start coming to like? And did you when you heard it, did you embrace it or were you like, man, all that Ninja Turtles?
So when it first hit me, you know what I'm saying? The first thing I did, I said, I'm gonna run it up off of this. You know what I'm saying? Joke's on me right now, but joke's always gonna be on you. I'm finna hit that reverse Uno card on you. So what I did was I bought me a Ninja Turtle outfit. Yeah, y'all wanna call me a Ninja Turtle? Fuck it, it is what it is. I'm finna be the biggest turtle though. You know what I'm saying? The biggest you ever seen. Now, if the Ninja Turtles decide to shoot another movie, I guarantee you they gonna tap in with me.
Cameo. For real.
You know what I'm saying? They gonna hit me first. You putting on for the Ninja Turtle. They sales probably didn't increase because of Aaron the Plumber.
Oh, nah, biggest facts.
So in a real way, man, I'm gonna play the Ninja Turtle role, man. It is what it is. I don't care what nobody thinks. At the end of the day, I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table. So it is what it is.
All right, so you go viral. Everybody's, you got motion. And how does Zeus come in the picture? Like, how did you get the phone call from Zeus to do the Erica Mena two-way show?
Okay, so after I went on Zeus, you feel me? Zeus tapped in with me on my Shopify. I had my internet sales popping off, and Matthew, Zeus Network, tapped in with me, lied to me. You know what I'm saying? But hey, Matt, I ain't even mad at you because I know how Zeus operate. You feel me? But they sent bro to hit me. Hey, tap in with him, get him on the show, whoopie whoop with the lies, the good talk. You feel me? And that ain't what it was all cracked out to be. But I didn't audition for the show. They seen me on Pop the Balloon. You know what I'm saying? I had a big name at the time, so they brought me on the Zoom show.
All right, let's go through it, man, because the first introduction is you on the bus.
Yeah, for sure.
What made you wear the suit? Like when you said, "Here's my introduction. I'm gonna pick this tangerine. I don't know what color it was. Maroon suit.
Yeah.
You came suited and booted. What made you go with that choice?
So the reason why I chose to go on, it matched my Gucci loafs, though. You know what I'm saying? I had a Gucci hat on. I had a Gucci belt on. You feel me? So I'm like, I love wearing suit and ties. The first time I wore a suit and tie was to go to court.
Yeah,
you feel me? Nigga done caught a felony charge. But just the reactions that I got from women when I was going to court was impeccable. Like, it was, oh my goodness, this black man is so beautiful. He is just, and it made me feel like
You probably thought you was a lawyer or something.
You know what I'm saying? For real. I'm looking better than the lawyers in the courtroom. My attorney, real talk, bro, he telling me, Aaron, stop wearing Gucci to court. Look regular. Stop looking better than the lawyers. Stop buying these fancy ties. Look like you don't have no money in front of the judge. I'm trying to make my first impression be the best one. So that was my thought process at the time.
You're on the bus. Did you know who Selena Powell was at the time?
Yeah, so I knew who Selena Powell was. I seen her get into it with Sharp. You feel me? I seen Sharp on Trumper going in on her, but I didn't know she was a booty eater. You know what I'm saying? To that effect. Like, once I started doing my research on her, I'm like, damn, you done gobbled all these rappers' buns. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? That exposed me to some more weird stuff. Like, you feel me? Why are you eating all these rappers' asses? What is wrong with you, babe?
As the bus is nearing the spot, get the show cracking. Man, you take off on the twins.
For sure.
Like, bro, the white boys. Like,
for sure. as I should have, because
you came out of Gucci
off top. But one thing Zeus did, you know what I'm saying? Bitch ass Zeus. They edited this out. You know what I'm saying? The white boys was talking about some. They fuck with Chief Keef. You feel me? They Chief Keef and they call the Glow Twins. So they like, I have Chief Keef kill you, stupid. I have this and they was talking big one. I'm like, yo, beat you. Take us up. You know, fuck who you call. Chief Keef, whoever. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you're a man, I'm a man. You need help? I don't need help. So why you going to your homies? You're the one that's out of pocket. That's one thing about me is, bruh, I don't start with, bruh, I don't go out my way to get in funk with, bruh, I got too many women. I got too much going on for me to go out my way to trip with them. Bruh, you're weird, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna with these women. So you gotta go out your way to trip with me, bruh, and I'm gonna activate it. I told the twins several times, like, bruh, shut the fuck up. Bro, I'm done talking. I'm going back. I'm done. This is over. They kept on back. Well, bro, if we finna keep going back and forth, the next best thing is let's get jiggy. Let's get jiggy. I don't want you to die. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see you shot. Because it ain't even that serious. You know what I'm saying? Let's just get jiggy. I'm gonna put a titty on your forehead. Mop you up real quick, and that's just what it is. Bro, and we can shake hands after. In a real way, you know what I'm saying? Long as ain't disrespect, it's all good. It's love, bro.
Nah, they quit after that, right?
Oh yeah, they went home.
I was wondering because are you able to get into it with it and then be cool after that, or get past that?
Bro, rest in peace, Jay Hefner. Bro, that I squabbled on the show. Bro, nigga, I was on some drunk. Zeus edited the clips.
Yeah, he was out there.
I don't want to get into all the specifics because bro's gone. He can't speak for himself no more. So I don't want to go into all the particulars about what happened in the fight, but that's not how it went down. Period, point blank, bro. Y'all know how I stand on business. That's not how it went down. They edited the fight. You feel me? Whether you believe it or not, you can say, bro, beat my whatever. I know what happened. I don't have no reason lying to y'all. It don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? In a real way. But rest in peace to Bradesky, Jay Happy. You know what I'm saying? Bro had a daughter. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to his daughter. In a real way, shout out to his baby mama. I know that it was very unfortunate. But peace and blessings be upon y'all, man.
Amen. Now, when you're going into a situation with a taller fella with a little more reach, what are some of the tactics you use to get up in, like, just for like a shorter man, like if he ain't got it all, how you break it down like that?
So a tall, you want to get in. You know what I'm saying? And that was my plan. When I squabble, bro, I was tipsy, bro. I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's videos, bro. Y'all see, you know what I'm saying? Me sparring and all this shit, bro. I don't squabble like that. Bro, they edited that shit. But one thing I'm on, I get in there with a tall nigga, I'm getting in close. Up close and personal. I want to bang out. We ain't finna be sparring, ducking, weaving, all that. I'm trying to hit me as hard as you can, nigga. I'm gonna blast you as hard. Who hit hard? Chin taps. Go to sleep. That's what I'm on, bro.
So that situation, and again, you know, God bless the dead. Rest in peace to Jay Hefner.
Rest in peace to bro.
The situation, of course, we saw, you know, as it unfolded. I guess the females was egging him up.
Yeah.
And did that take place until you kind of you won your lick back? Was it the females, or you just really said, I just need my lick back.
Nah, so what happened was, the reason why I wanted to squabble bruh, right? It was, we never got into it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna cap, bro. I'm gonna keep it all the way litty. Bro was on some gangster with the other contestants. But when I was around, bro wasn't saying he was a dime rule. He wasn't saying none of that. So the other contestants came to me, Selena Powell and them came to me like, hey, bro said he a blood. I'm like, what are your blood? I'm supposed to be real blood. I want to see what that shit about. If you're a real hound, nigga, come show me. Dead on me, it was him. You feel me? So I was on that type of time. And in addition to that, you feel me? Brodusky, I had a bad perception in the women's eyes after Pop the Balloon. You feel me? A lot of women felt like I was disrespectful, I was arrogant, and all of these things. So I said, Erica Mena's show is a way for me to show that I stand on business behind my woman. Now, had this been in a social setting, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm functioning with Big Bro and do some. I'm not finna trip with Bro behind no woman. Cause there's a billion trillion women out. Nigga, women outnumber us. You know what I'm saying? Women outnumber us. So I'm not ever finna trip with a man about a woman. But I did that for entertainment purposes only. You feel me? I wanted women to see that if I have a good woman, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna stand on business behind her. So that was my intention.
Well, it's like, and I'm seeing what you're doing because you're like, all right, I'm gonna show that actually. With I'm here for Erica, but you had came to almost to tears, man, saying that what's they trying to stick his.
Survivors of
We gotta hear that part.
are being heard and
And
receiving
it's getting sticky.
compensation. Thanks to recent changes in the law, many people can.
I didn't think it was gonna be this good,
Were
but
you
it's
just
getting
drunk
to
in
it.
the confessional, just going the off?
I ain't gonna lie, I was drunk, but one thing that Zeus did, you feel me? My mom been a drug addict, you feel me? I'm 30 years old, bro. My mom been probably addicted to crystal meth about 27, 28 years. So by the grace of God, you feel me? My mom been sober for 15 years now. So I've been praying for this. Like, shout out mom, in a real way. Shout out mom, I love you, mom. You feel me? But a lot of trials and tribulations I went through, squabbling was behind teasing me in school. Like, your mom's a drug addict. Your mom's on, you feel me? So I used to carry around a lot of hurt. And that's what, you feel me? I used to carry around a lot of hurt. And that had a lot of impact on me. You feel me? Squabbling, getting into it, people behind my mom's drug addiction. But by the grace of God, he answered my prayers. You feel me? Mom been sober 2 years now, working at Walmart. Mom ain't never had no job. You feel me? Shout out moms. I love you in a real way.
Kevin Gates had a had a little bit to say about the show. What were your thoughts when you heard his take on it?
So when Kevin Gates, I ain't gonna lie, bro, I felt disrespected. You know what I'm saying? But
he was disrespectful.
Yeah, bro, I was super disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? But I try to honor my oaths. You feel me? I took an oath, even though I'm Muslim and everything I might do might be the furthest thing from Islamic. You know what I'm saying? But it's certain principles that I adopted that I won't cross. You feel me? Bro's a Muslim. That's like, I ain't gonna lie, I beat up a Muslim in prison, bro, and got DP for that. You feel me? You ain't supposed to put your hands on a Muslim. So, even though bro disrespected me, you know what I'm saying? Peace and blessings be upon you. It is what it is. I'm not gonna take it there with a Muslim. But had it been a man, you feel me, or another type of situation, bro, I'm gonna address that. I'm gonna address it in totality, bro. But just off the simple fact that I took an oath, bro. I took my shahada, bro. This supposed to be my brother. You know what I'm saying? I feel like my brother should not be, whether you knew or not, if you represent Islam, bro, you know what I'm saying? You should not be disrespecting another man. If you don't know the situation in totality or what's going on, bro, you should not be disrespectful. You feel me? Period, point blank. Had he not been a Muslim, I would have wanted to address it in another fashion, but
he did apologize.
Yeah, he apologized,
Do you feel like it was genuine?
No, I don't feel like it was genuine, bro. I'm not even finna cap. I don't feel like it was genuine because at the end of his apology, bro called me a pleaser or something to that effect. You feel me? How is that genuine, bro?
Yeah.
How you gonna apologize? You know you out of pocket. You know you wrong at the end of the day, and then still be disrespectful at the end of your message. I didn't even respond, bro. Honestly, I didn't even respond. I seen the message. I didn't even respond. You feel me? Because
which I thought was very grown of you, because that would have been the one too. All this that's been going on, I would have thought that would have been something.
For surely. That could have turned into something bigger than what it is.
For sure.
You feel me? But now it ain't just about me. You feel me? I got a whole squad behind me. At the same time, I'm not finna put the homies on no crash, man. I'm not finna have the homies in the line of fire or his homies in the line of fire behind his opinion. At the end of the day, he's entitled to opinion. If you feel like I'm a shit, whatever, he's gonna get on the internet and say, you don't fuck with here. He's gonna say whatever because I'm in that position. I open the doors for people to speculate about my life. So it is what it is. That's your opinion. You're entitled to. Don't put your hands on me though. And it is what it is though, bruh.
So Aaron,
in a real way.
Come on, I gotta ask because you know it seemed like it affected you.
For sure.
Was people really actually hooking up? Jay Hefner, were people actually hooking up in the hotels while y'all was waiting to film?
Yeah, they was. And honestly, you feel me? I wasn't fornicating with other women because I didn't know. You feel me? In the contract, I didn't know if it was real. If it was real, I don't want to step out on my woman. You feel me? I'm in my purest form. You feel me? I haven't been fornicating with nobody. I've been drinking water. I've been prayed up. I don't want to ruin that for my woman. You know what I'm saying? So I try to stay in my purest form so I could expose this woman to something that she hasn't been exposed to before as a wholesome man. That's what I tried to do, is provide her with that experience. But instant gratification is what she was seeking. So we were unable to align with one another.
Right. When she gave you that love tap, right? What made you be like, I absolutely have to?
Okay, so let me ask you this, Bradesky, respectfully.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you had a daughter, right?
Right.
Say I'm dating your daughter. Your daughter's sitting right here, and I walk up to your daughter. Girl, you look good,
No, sir.
I'm just playing. It's a playful slap, baby. Why you? Don't tell your dad.
Right.
Don't tell your dad's with you. Don't tell that. Just playful. Is that okay?
Nah, it's not.
No. Slap my daughter, nigga. I'll be ready to cook your top. So why is it okay for this woman to put her hands on me? Because I'm a man? Because I'm a masculine for this woman to put her hands on me? Because I'm a man? Because I'm a masculine man? I'm supposed to just sit there and take that and be degraded and humiliated in front of everybody? It don't matter if it's behind closed doors. I'm not finna put my hands on you. Had I put my hands on her, I'm going back to prison. Double digits with my track record. So why is it okay for this woman to put her hands on me with no repercussions?
Why did she do that? Like, what made it like? Why
Because the whole show on Zeus was a humiliation ritual. You know what I'm saying?
I like that terminology.
Yes, it was a humiliation ritual. Zeus is in love with Greek mythology. Greek mythology is demonic in a real way. But I done sat up, bruh. What piqued my interest, right? Zeus Network changed my name from Pied Piper to Pipe. No, from Pipe Piper, right? They said Pipe.
Yeah, Pipe Piper.
Because you know I'm a licensed plumber.
Yeah.
They changed it to Pied Piper, right? So that sparked my interest. I said, what the f is a Pied Piper?
Yeah.
Why the f are they calling me that? Right? So I Googled Pied Piper. The Pied Piper is Greek mythology. A guy that led 130 children to their death.
Yeah.
And only 3 survived. One was dumb, one was deaf, one was blind. You feel me? And one survived because they went to go get their coat. You feel me? When the Pied Piper was leaving, and they came back and the Pied Piper was gone. So 4 children survived. Out of 130, so I'm thinking like, what the? Why
I heard about this
bro,
before.
I done really knocked out sex offenders, nigga. On my
So yeah, if y'all know anything about Greek mythology, let me know. I just watched the documentary earlier this year and then figured out everything.
I'm a nigga that really kicked his teeth out their mouth in prison. You know what I'm saying? Why the would they my name with some sex offender pedophilia? You feel me? That's what I'm thinking. So that should consume my every thought. And after I started investigating the Greek mythology, I noticed that all the contestants on the Zeus Network show had Greek mythology names that trace back to Greek mythology. It's demonic. It was a satanic ritual. You know what I'm saying? When she slapped me, it's called the slap of admittment, right? In a real way. She slapped me. She was marking me for death, bruh. And I don't give a I'm finna say it on camera, bruh. They was finna sacrifice me. Oh, mamas. They was finna sacrifice me. But when Erica Mena slapped me, I got up out of there. I called the police on her. I filed a police report on her. And that up they satanic ritual. You know what I'm saying? Get on TikTokery and look at all the people that's exposing Zeus for the demonic entities that they worship. But that's key. Millennial Plumber, you're a weird. You know what I'm saying? Because who is into some, I don't know, I don't know one black man that's into some Greek mythology that want kids to get, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's weird. That's weird, bro. I wasn't programmed like that. On mama's, I was raised, we protect children. We don't let nothing happen to these kids. Nothing, bro. How is you allowing demonic entities on your program, bro? Nah, bro, I ain't going for that. On mama, nigga.
The Pied Piper's got to throw.
The Pied Piper.
Yeah, it's crazy. When it comes to, like you said, a woman, hitting a man is disrespectful.
For sure.
But you had a situation which, Transformer.
Yeah.
Did you knew what you was getting into when the T and the LGBT came at you like ready to swing? Like,
okay, so I'm gonna say this, right? On the film on Zeus, right? The bus ride was like 2-3 hours long. It was long. They edited it and made it seem like it was a short bus ride on Mamas. Wasn't no short bus ride. That shit was long. You feel me? And if you pay attention, go to episode 1. You see when I'm on the bus, when the say I'm a man or whatever, I'm not paying attention. I'm not even looking over there. I'm not nothing. So look, peep game, bro. I got shot in my face. Oh God, look at my nose, bro. One of my nostrils is bigger than the other one. Why? Because I got popped in the face with a 40 slug. You know what I'm saying? The bullet hit my nose. Nigga, I had surgery on my nose. That motherfucker knocked my whole nostril off. Went in by the grace. God is good, bro. I didn't lose no teeth. Bullet traveled through my nose and got stuck in my ear and f***ed up my hearing. You know what I'm saying? So my hearing in this ear is about like a 70%. You know what I'm saying? Throughout majority of the day, my be ringing. So a nigga didn't even hear everything that was said, bro. You know what I'm saying? On my mama, bro. I did 5 calendars in prison. That's nothing to glorify. Bro, there was never dead homies. Free Spody Face. Spody Face, nigga, the shit that I did in prison was legendary. Stood on business. California, bro. We in Arizona and other backyards trying to get on us. I stood tall. I held that down on my mama. One of the main line pushers behind this. You feel me? And that ain't nothing to glorify, but that's, you know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to glorify no bigotry whatsoever.
You got to speak to it. So when you did get an altercation with the trans,
yeah.
Did you automatically know that there was going to be a round 2, or you thought like, hey, a man should? Because she started talking deep, like, what's up? And I'm like, oh, hold on, wait a minute.
Okay, so Pete Gang, how Zeus do you is, right? See how Berdesky sitting right here, right? They gonna pull up on me. They gonna say, hey, Aaron, we're gonna film a scene. We need you to go in the living room. You're gonna sit on the couch and you're just gonna have a simple conversation. It's not gonna be nothing violent. So I'm going in there with the expectations of, okay, we're gonna have a conversation, and that's what it is. But they go up to Berdesky and they tell him, hey, bro, Aaron's activated. He's pissed off. So when he comes in the room, he's coming out guns blazing. He's gonna get on you. Damn. So you like this, oh. You You know what I'm saying? This nigga's coming. I gotta get on his ass. Those are your expectations. But I'm coming in oblivious to what's going on. I'm like, well, what the?
You look oblivious.
Yeah, I'm like, where's this energy coming from? So that's how it went down, bruh. They told me to go in there. Originally, I wanted to squabble, bruh. I ain't even finna lie. I wanted to squabble, bruh, for putting the mints in my mouth. I felt like you played with my sexuality because you didn't identify yourself from the beginning as soon as you got on the bus. I wouldn't have been trolling you because I was trolling, trying to be funny, bring ratings to the I wouldn't have did none of that. As soon as you said you was a man, I'll sock you in your mouth for even joking with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know you. Why are you joking with me, nigga? I'm not a jokester. Yeah. Even though nigga call me a comedian or whatever. When I'm out in society, ain't no jokes being played. So you joking, nigga, on my mama, nigga, crack your head.
Did you get a lot of backlash from the community, the LGBT community for that?
I ain't gonna cap. They supported it. They said that Bria was out of pocket. You feel me? Because you was playing with my sexuality and then you was talking about something. I can't remember the exact words, but like, what's up, girl, or whatever you said, you feel me? They backed me up. They backed my play. They was like, hey, Bria, you out of pocket. Because you shouldn't have been getting that bread like that. So whatever you had coming is what you had coming.
Right. And then the last fight, I think that you had when you tried to get that old boy, you just knocked him out. You remember? You tried to go and you just knocked him out. You remember you were trying to, I don't know, you were trying to do that?
Yeah, ran through somebody.
He ran through somebody and he just fell on you, just knocked him out. Was that on purpose? When you,
Who was that? Deshae Frost in the boxing ring?
No. When the last fight that you had when what's the guy that
star?
Yeah, no, the one that
Yeah.
Somebody gets him like
it
circled around,
and then you knocked him out the way.
He went outside and came back in.
Nah, I ain't gonna cap. I didn't knock bro out. I didn't knock him out. You feel me? When we squabbled, look, bro. When we squabbled, bro caught me with a good punch and he dropped me and split my throat.
No, I'm talking about he was the transformer was in the way. And you,
Okay.
you knocked him out the way to get to him.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, no, I thought you were talking about. So, I'm gonna address both. So, I'm gonna say this respectfully. You feel me? Don't be respectful to the community. When Bria tried to engage in a fisticuff with me, you know what I'm saying? I put him on her in a real way. Zeus edited the film, but when I was hitting Bria on my mama, the room was echoing. I was out the room. They was like, oh my God. I swear, bro, everything I love. God strike me dead right now if I'm lying. The security guard was like, oh my God, he was hitting hard. Had that eye bleeding. You seen how that eye was? Nigga, the eye was bleeding. Nigga, I was just getting warmed up. Then was just some real quick to show you, you know what I'm saying, what type of time it is. That ain't nothing to glorify or nothing. But Bria, I felt like Bria was playing with my sexuality because when I first got on the bus and I was trolling you and I'm sitting like this, making fun of you, should have been like off top. You know I'm a man, right?
Come on, speak on that again, because that's too many.
Like to identify your sexuality. I wasn't paying attention when you say you did identify yourself at a later point in time, but you supposed to let that be known off the dribble. Like if it's gang banging, right? As soon as you hit the yard, hey nigga, I'm a crip. I'm from Woodie woo. Where my enemies at? Same way, you supposed to be on the same type of time. I'm a homosexual. If anybody's tripping with me, it is what it is. I gotta line up my face. But it wasn't none of that. It was on some behind the dark type. You feel me?
You know, I feel like you was the only person actually being your genuine self on the show, really trying to, like you said, you was trying to keep your purity show her. Why do you think that's so unappreciated nowadays? Like a man trying to actually be genuine to a woman, be honest.
That is a good question, bro. That was probably the best question I got asked all night, bro, respectfully. Why? I don't know, bro. Like, nowadays, women are weird. Bro, I have so many women that will beg and die for a chance with me. and I provide them with that opportunity, and they do some weird at the end of the day. They do some weird. So I don't know what it is, bro. I can't answer that question.
Weird.
When I say weird, is for instance, right? Like the last, I'm gonna call her a bitch because there's a big difference between a and a woman. You know what I'm saying? The last I was when, bro, I was solid. I was no other women. I can have so many women on my mama, bro. If I want to get on Instagram right now, I want a 10 something tonight. They gonna have a 10 something. But under the impression that these with a wholesome woman, a solid woman, so invest his time, his energy, not too much money. You feel me? A little bit of some kibbles to a real one to see if what we have is gonna come to fruition. All our aspirations, is it gonna come to fruition? If not, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna sidestep you, baby, and get jiggy, I'm gonna get on. You feel me? So
Hold on, before you pay for yet another app to manage your team, let me introduce you to Connect Team, the one platform that replaces all of these.
that's my thing too, bro. I come from a broken home, like I said. Pops is some ism, pops was some in the streets, really. If you're in Stockton, California, bro, you know my dad on mama's. You know that pops was activated. You feel me? And I just wanted a family, bro. I come from a broken home, and that be my thing too. You know what I'm saying? It's something I gotta be mindful of. These women sell that dream of family. We're gonna be a family. I'm not gonna nobody. I'm gonna have a baby by you. I'm gonna do, and that don't exist, bro. I ain't gonna say it don't exist, but it's just the bitch, not the women that I invest into. They don't reciprocate the same energy that I'm putting out. So when you're more invested in a woman, you know it's gonna be calamity. Nothing good is gonna come up out of it, bro. Value yourself. Everything on earth was created to be subservient to man. The nature serves us, the women serve us, mankind serves us, the universe serves us. Everything serves us. It ain't finna serve you, bro. Swerve on it, man. You know what I'm saying?
So what about polygamy?
So honestly, if you look in the book of Moses, I mean not the book of Moses, but the prophet Moses and all these prophets, they have 500 concubines. They have multiple, bro, the flesh is never satisfied. Never. Bro, I could get the woman in here, and they both suck you good, how you never had it before, and you're still not gonna be satisfied. You're still gonna be outside looking for a better, man, I can get you the best, nigga, no Diddy. Find it with the best head in the world. She come top you off. Still gonna be out there looking for better. Even though you may never find it. You know what I'm saying? Still finna be searching high and low with a telescope, man. You know what I'm saying? And the flesh is never satisfied, bruh. Instant gratification, you know what I'm saying? Find a wholesome woman that can stimulate your mental, that can stimulate your spiritual, and that can stimulate your financial. They got it. And nigga, we ain't tripping off the financial, but it's just a simple fact that you're willing to invest. Because women care about what they spend money on. You feel me? Women value their makeup. They value the manicures, the pedicures, the food, the whatever. You know what I'm saying? In a real way, bruh. Make her value you too.
Do you feel like the woman has to like you more in order for it to work?
Does she have to like me more? That's a good question, but that's I don't think that nowadays a woman is gonna like me more than I like her. You feel me? Because a woman won't put a broke nothing whatsoever. Because what you have, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't stimulate me. It doesn't motivate me in a real way. What motivates me is having a good woman. A woman can possess the attributes. It ain't even about how much money you can make. It's just how you make it feel. Right? I read this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, right?
Yeah.
And in a book, they say that a woman's love can drive a man to the altitude of a genius. Right? I'm a firm believer of that, bruh. Because it done been times, right? For instance, I'm doing plumbing. I'm only making $14 an hour, right? I'm making $14 an hour, bro. I'm short on my bills. I'm fresh out the pen. I'm short on my bills. She near ready to leave me because she got that's in her DMs, that got businesses, that got all this, and I'm not having it. Yeah. But just off the simple fact of me knowing that, bro, if I don't crank it up another notch, my just don't leave me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm taking on plumbing jobs. Do you know how to install a water heater? Yeah. I never installed the water heater in my life. Never. But I'm lying. Yeah. You don't give me $500 to do it? And I YouTubed it 2-3 times. Okay, that's how and installed that. Come on now. Just off the simple fact, now I can install another water heater. Her love. I don't want to lose that love. I don't have moms. Can I go home? Mom, I love you. None of that. None of that. I got my at the end of the day, bro. So I need to put out that energy to keep out.
And was Erica Mena's breath really that left?
Like Erica Mena breath?
Go left, God.
Hey.
You like the multitude of people that have said that, which is kind of concerning a little bit.
Erica, she was twerking on me. I ain't gonna lie, that was thank you. You know what I'm saying? That was, like, who did it, why did he do it, how did he do it, why? You feel me?
Why?
You know what I'm saying? Baby blew that hot breath on me, bruh. She was twerking on me. It was the scene. Right before we did the contest on Zoom. You feel me? She blew that hot ass breath out of me, bruh. It was, ooh, man. Halitosis for that. You know what I'm saying?
Halitosis or hallelujah. Shit. Literally. So
is she disqualified?
In a real way, Erica Menace, not Mena, nigga, add the ACE. Erica Menace is non-qualified for that. You know what I'm saying? Promiscuous.
Does that automatically disqualify you, or can you be like, okay, baby, this is what we need to do with your mouth and get, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, your pH balance might be off.
Like, nobody's perfect. No matter who you get with, every woman is gonna be flawed in some fashion or form. She's not gonna meet your exact expectations. So I'm willing to work. That's how relationships go. You have to, you know what I'm saying? Eric, excuse me, that's the flippery. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, whoever this is, you interrupting history right now. Who is this? Stop calling me. I'm on a podcast right now. I fired you. You did some weird. You're fired.
Real life.
In a real way.
They worse than Donald Trump.
He said, you're fired. Hey, they need to take your job, man. They call right back. That's some bullshit though. Like, quit interrupting. You know you busy. Leave a message.
We're gonna put it on speaker. Bro, why are you still calling me? You did weird. You ran to the internet, made a fake profile. I was the realest nigga. Shut up. Are you gonna listen? All right, that's it. Hold on. In a real way. Hold on, we finna mute this. So punk can't call a kid, man. You know what I'm saying?
He's supposed to block.
What happened with this punk rock is, you know what I'm saying? Bro, I'm at the look like Nicki Minaj. She's like a little Nicki Minaj, you know what I'm saying, a little slim, thickery, righteous. But the bitch think her body is just gonna confide to her ways because the bitch got black nose. You know what I'm saying? I got body too, ho. Yeah. Nigga, I got body too, ho. So that shit don't mean nothing over here. Yeah, I'm too far. And but listen, a bitch that's winning, yeah. Her. Everything on earth was created to serve you. Nigga, you're a god. In a real way. Life is a game of chess, right? Even though the queen moves like no other piece on the chessboard, she's gonna get sacrificed. But when the king gets captured, the game is over. In a real way, so the king protect the king. Hey man, the empire will never reign supreme, man. Yeah, man.
Honeybook has handled all of my proposals, my contracts, and my payments so that I can focus on what I actually love doing. And
Do any of y'all play chess, by the way? It's an interesting game.
Does having kids disqualify a woman?
Never. It would never disqualify a woman. You know, my mom was a single mother of 5 and had a mentor at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, you feel me? We deserved a man that was going to nurture us, teach us, confide in us, protect us. We were deprived of that because there is so many men out in society that will run from that responsibility. Rest in peace, George Russell Curtis, my grandpa. Being in my blood grandpa, bro. He's my grandpa through marriage. And have 5 grandchildren that ain't even his by blood. You feel me? Grandpa bought us a house, paid all the bills. My mom's a grown 30-year-old woman, don't got no bills. Don't got no mortgage. Don't got no car note, no nothing. I think that's a real man. You know what I'm saying? In a real way. So I learned from individuals like that, but
That's real. That's real. Now, before we leave off the two-way show, the last one we seen was a security guard. Like he spit on you. What happened after that? I mean, what I seen was it cut off. Like, what happened after that exactly?
So look, bro, I'm not even finna cap. I'm a real bro. Spit on me. Spit on me. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't heard the song, tap in with it. Aaron the Plumber, spit on me.
Yeah, shut up.
On the YouTuber, gas, bro.
Come on.
That, bro, on my mama. If you's a real gangster, you's a real Damu. Real Damus don't duck fade. So I'm on camera saying to you, put down the blicks. Yeah, homies, put down the blicks. Beat your way. Me and the homies will pull up, bro, and we ain't even trying to glorify violence or none of that. But period point blank, bro. What the deal with some, bro? Look at the film on my YouTuber. I'm on my Instagram, bro. You're not qualified. Put a dot between every word, bro. I'm pressing it. Rocking up on you. Oh, mama, like, what's happening? Ooh, I'm up on you like that. Bro, don't sock that nigga in his mouth. Like, back up. Like, what is you on? You feel me? Bro was on some Buster ass. You know what I'm saying? I called for this fade, pressing that boy. And when I turned around and walked away, they spit on me. Now, I would have turned around and gave him the business on my mama, bro. I felt the fear in that heart. I felt the energy that I was charging him up. You feel me? But he got his homies there. He got guns. You see the first thing he say, nigga, shoot in the face. Here's a period point. And if you've been to the pen, right? Penitentiary rules is in effect. If you ever been to the pen and you're around another that been to prison, penitentiary rules is in effect. We don't sex play how you be on no jumper, talking about grabbing booties and doing all that weird ass. Bro, really? Don't do that. Period point blank. I'm going to treat especially a black man, because we are oppressed at the end of the day. I'm not sex playing no man. I'm not sex playing no man, but especially a black man. You know what I'm saying? One of my own kind. Nigga, that's just weird. That's just weird. You don't hear sex playing. You don't hear ducking phase. You but you been to the pen, right? But it's gang members. But the nigga, I don't know no gang members that duck no phase, that sex play and do. If that's how y'all Camp Rock, hey man, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't want no parts of that shit.
Yeah, talk to him.
For real, man.
Now, after the show aired, man, it seemed like a lot of weird stuff was going on, man. Again, rest in peace to Jay Hefner. He lost his life right after that. I think a car ran into your crib. You kind of was worried about like even taking plumbing jobs because you just don't know where it's gonna go. Like what was taking place right after the show? Where all, like you said, it's demonic. So it's like you was ready to go to war with Zeus.
So I ain't even gonna cap, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm staying in Vegas. So where my house is, right, is on a pitch slope. So in order for a car to hit my house, you have to go up a hill and you have to run through a brick wall. And then after you run through the brick wall, you have to drive a good distance to hit the house. Right? So a woman tells us